This is the first in a series of videos that I will be posting about my experience with angelic beings and how I'm convinced that there is an afterlife and that our Creator provides us with these messengers and helpers as angelic beings to help us on our journey through life. My experience in life has been that I cannot go through this life successfully without help from the divine. That's just a fact. I will tell you about my own personal experience about 2 years ago and how it has changed and influenced my life since then. I have a new perspective on living on our journey through this world and how the angels help us to get through life, to grow and become more spiritual and more loving of each other. When I came to northern New Hampshire about 5 years ago, I had been previously in a recovery fellowship in spirituality for many years. So I was very interested in the spiritual and things of that nature. When I got here a few years later, I met someone who was equally as involved and invested in spirituality as I was. So we began to study and read about these things, various books, articles, videos, everything that we could find. And even with all that, and I think it's human nature, I was skeptical about a lot of things, about the afterlife, about the existence of the Creator, whether or not whether life goes on after death, all of those things that many of us think about periodically. Well, after the experience I had 2 years ago, I am fully convinced that there is an afterlife, there is a Creator, there is another dimension that we reside in once we leave this earth. What happened to me was very dramatic, and at times, in the beginning, it was frightening. One night, I had gone to bed about 10:30, and about a half an hour later, just before I went to sleep, I heard a knock on my exterior apartment door, the hallway entry. And it was 2 knocks, like that. And so I thought about it for a moment. I says, it's kind of late at night for anyone to be returning here. This is a senior residence, and most people are probably retired by 10 or 11 at the latest. So I didn't think much of it, and I kind of let it go. And about a week later, there were 2 more knocks, this time on the inside of my bedroom door. Now I saw nothing, but I heard a voice, and the voice was a very strong male voice, strong but gentle. And all he said was, "Edward." That was it. Now, no one other than my mother and one of my aunts ever referred to me as Edward, so I thought it was a very formal approach, and I really was amazed and sort of shaken by it. So I discussed it with my friend, and she related how these things happen to people. So about a week later, after I had kind of accepted what had happened to me, not really understanding why, the same time at night, there was a female voice in my room, and she said my name 4 times in succession. It was a very gentle female voice, almost a whisper. "Edward, Edward, Edward, Edward," like that. That's all I heard. I saw nothing. Nothing has been added or subtracted from this story. It all happened just the way I'm saying it. So over the period of time after that, with discussion with my friend and prayer and meditation, I've come to the conclusion that this has probably happened to many people other than myself around the world. And I asked myself, why this single word? Why just my name and nothing else? And I realize now, looking back, that in saying my name, they don't have to communicate with a lot of words. They communicate very simply, often in different ways. I guess you would call it telepathy most of the time. It comes into your being, into your realization. So I understand now that when they said my name, they were passing information to me that I didn't realize at the time. A lot of spiritual information had been given to me at that moment. So at this time in my life, I realized that there was a purpose for all this. And I want to emphasize that everyone on earth has a purpose. We just have to find that. And I know now that my purpose is to spread the light of the Creator, everywhere and anywhere, and anytime I can, as often as I can, with others if possible, and sometimes it's necessary to be solitary about it. But I do understand that there are light workers, which I now consider myself one, and our mission is to send light, hope, and peace to every person on earth that we can reach. And the angels are in the world to help us do that. The one condition with angels is you must ask them. We all need help at times. Sometimes we are depressed, sometimes we're frightened, sometimes we have difficulties, disappointments, tragedies, incidents in our lives, and we all need help. They are there to help us. That's why they're here. They're here to help us and to help us understand the meaning of our journey through life, to help us on this path. God gave us all free will, and that's never taken away. So the angels will not interfere or interact in our lives until we ask them to. That's the one condition, that we might think about the simple things in life and be thankful that we have life. Life is a gift. It's a gift. And at times we have to remember that. Remember that life has a point. It has a destination. It's not for nothing. We are here for a reason. Basically, and above everything else, we're here to learn to love. Love is God. God is love. The Creator is love. When you understand that and you come from that, you can't help but be successful on your journey. So let's be reminded that we all need help. We need to help each other, and we really need to be accepting of the conditions that come to us to help us grow. Remember that the angels need to be asked. They are there to help us. They are real. They are present in our lives. Everyone has a guardian angel or angels to help them. They need to be asked. They want to be asked. They are immediately by your side at all times. I've learned that through my life experiences. Thank you for watching. I'll be posting more videos soon.